ladies and gentlemen. It is February 19th, 2022, and this is FAWMtalk. I'm, of course, Juha, and with me, as always, my trusty co-host, Mr. Head First Only, Chris. How you doing, man?
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm doing okay. It's a Saturday night, and I'm nice and relaxed and chilled out.
And as our special guest... What am I saying? As our special guest returning to the show, welcome Mr. Errol. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on, Chris and Juha. This is exciting for me because I wasn't on last year, was I? No, or maybe I was. I can't remember anything.
We did, the last time we did this was 2019, so it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I remember your show vividly, Mr. Ellen. Yeah, I do indeed.
It was super exciting, and I don't know if anybody knows who I am out there, but I used to do FAWM a long time ago.
Well, there's lots of people shouting "Errol" in the chat.
Some people know who I am, but for those that don't, I'm coming on almost like I have no idea what's happening. So I had to keep myself muzzled because I had so many questions I wanted to ask Juha and Chris, and Juha's like, no, we have 4 more minutes. Just wait until the podcast starts. I'm like, okay, I can wait. And so then I, obviously, because I can see Chris's background, I'm asking him all sorts of questions about everything on his shelves because it's chock full of stuff.
Okay,
anyway,
well,
sorry, I should
hold that thought. We're gonna go to some music first, and first song we have today. This is a collaboration by quite a few people. This is Nadine Kate Stanton sings, Richie 123, Meadow, and Ezekiel 1998, and this one's called Skyscraper.
Convergence, when straight lines arch from far beyond, meet in a point and silently abscond. Perturbance, when air flows soft and beautifully, I hold on and grasp for something meaningful. I want to be a skyscraper, the one who leads full lamp to neighbor. There is no time to
Skyscraper by Nadine, Kate Stanton Sings, Richie 123, Meadows, and Ezekiel 1998. Something very 90s about that song. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fantastic vocals on that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding. So, lots of people in the chat saying hello. We've got Stephen Wesley Giles joining us, Amanda West's joining us, Sean McGaughey's there, Duct Tape Guy, So Board's there.
Hark Mammal?
Yeah.
Well,
Could be a pseudonym there. Don't think
Oh.
it's Luke.
And I also notice how big my face is on there. Good grief. I wonder if I can like somehow figure out how to move my face back. Anyway, that's not important right now. I'm busy trying to figure out all the different screens that I'm having. I didn't properly set up, and so here I am trying to find the song on the FAWM site. So this is great. It's really interesting because I haven't been in a long time to see what the community is like now. And I thought I turned off my notifications. So let me go ahead and do that. But what like, it's how long is FAWM's been around for like a super long time, and I sadly wasn't around last year.
yeah, it started
And
like
I
100
don't
years
even
ago.
think I wrote anything now. How many people are on FAWM right now? Do you know? Anybody know?
It's a couple of thousand people which are active accounts, I think, at the moment. If I go to FAWM and hit FAWMers,
FAWM and FAWM.
it says showing FAWMers 1 to 30 of 2,418 this year. And that's people who've just logged on to the site. Now, some of those have not actually done any songs, but what are we up to? Let's see, because it's rather nice that the site sort of organizes itself in terms of numbers of songs done. So there's a good couple of hundred people who are actively posting songs this year. And I don't know if you were aware, the site is now running on different servers because the old server
I
went
think
out.
I did see something about that on the Facebook group. So I haven't muted. Actually, I don't know if you can mute it, but I periodically I do see the Facebook group show some posts, and I do remember Burr talking about that there was some sort of change in the server. Are there a lot of differences in how it runs or is done on the actual site itself, or is it pretty much the same?
It's pretty much the same. Bird has done an amazing job transplanting the code onto a server that took one look at the original code and went, nope. So things like emojis didn't work.
Oh, wow.
We still await being able to upload profile pictures and stuff like that. And there's a couple of little tiny things to do with emojis, but I mean, fair play and much respect to Burr for getting the site up and running. And he was still beta testing it like a week before FAWM went live. So no pressure, Burr.
No, but then again, it looks like everything is still here. Like all of my profile artist bio stuff is still all there. So hey, that's great.
Yeah, we miss you, Guy.
Yeah, I should do FAWM one of these years.
One of these years, I know. It's just that I have these silly responsibilities that always happens in February now. So that if it wasn't for that, then I would be able to do it. But I haven't done it yet. So I wondered if there was like an uptick last year because of the pandemic, or did the number of songs stay the same, or a lot of other areas because of the pandemic and people are home, they did all sorts of hobbies. So
yeah, there was a forum thread about this recently. Somebody was talking that there's like a decline in engagement. Of course, that always happens during FAWM when people post a lot during the first week, and then a lot of people just abandon FAWM, and other people they work so hard on their music that they're not there posting other stuff. So, but I think last year was indeed a little bit more. There was a little bit more engagement there, and I think
for new FAWMers watching, we talk about something called FAWM escape velocity, which is when there are so many songs uploaded to the FAWM website that it would take you longer than the entire month of February to listen to them all. And that's usually a good sign of it being a good year. And I know last year we did FAWM Escape Velocity. I think we ended up with something like 8,000 songs uploaded to the site at the end of the month.
So is it?
Wow.
So yeah, it was a pretty good year last year. I think I managed 33 last year.
Oh, ooh.
So is it just 24 hours times 28 days, or
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
there's no sleep required for listening?
No. You just, I mean, you'd be hallucinating after about 6 days, I think. But yeah, the idea is that you spend the whole of February listening to songs posted during the whole of February.
Yeah, we should try that listening marathon, and just everybody would be dead after 2 weeks.
No, it's true. I remember at one point in time, you did have a good chance of listening to the majority of them. But then in the last, I mean, even near the end of when I was doing FAWM, it was impossible. There were so many songs being posted. And then there were some that were just posting, 10s and 20s and 33, for example, from Chris Harris alone, just all posting all these songs. Now, how are you doing, Juha, on your song posting? I could always just look.
Well, how many do I have currently? I have 44.
You did like 14 in a couple of days.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know how to spell your name.
Last Thursday, like last week, Thursday, I did 14 songs in one day, and this week I did on Thursday and Friday I did another 14. So I'm currently at 44.
44?
Yeah. So I've been making some music for a game, so I got a lot of
nice.
soundtrack stuff.
Oh, cool. What game are you making music for?
It's called Split Town. It's this sort of Lucas artsy.
Oh, wait. Were you working on
game.
it before?
Yeah, it's been in development since 2017. But
I remember you talking about it. Weren't you doing graphics as well for it?
yeah, graphics.
Oh.
And last NaNoWriMo I wrote 25,000 words for it. It's just dialogue.
Ah. Oh, that's cool. So you're doing the graphics and you're doing the music? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They were getting you to
Cool,
do everything.
cool artwork as well. I love the style you're using for
Oh,
it.
thanks.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. That's cool.
Trying to
What are you?
nail that sort of old LucasArts Sam and Max, Dave the Tentacle type of style.
I remember Sam and Max. I used to love that game.
I think I played almost all of the LucasArts games, so I do recognize that style. And
What was the motorcycle one? Was it
Oh.
Full Throttle?
yeah, Full Throttle. Yeah,
Oh, I love that. That was so much fun.
that was very stylistic. That was really nice how they.
Oh yeah.
And so,
in terms of numbers, I think we have to give a shout out to our former Dirkbag, also known as Gordon, because I've just checked Gordon's roster so far, and these aren't just lyrics; these are fully recorded and produced songs. And
Dirkbag.
he's up at 105
Oh my
songs
goodness.
That's
this year.
it's making.
The man is a songwriting machine.
making-
And
How
they're
How do you
good
spell
songs.
How do you spell their name? I'm trying to find.
It's Gordon.
Gordon,
Yeah.
as
Just
in
look for
commissioner.
Gordon, as in
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon. Just straight Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look at it all go. Here we are, 105.
It's making the rest of us look bad.
Oh,
Yeah. Just
wow.
extraordinary.
Gotta get him.
Looking at all there. Oh, what kind of? I take it there's a variety of different styles. Main instrument? What they? Let's
Guitar.
see. Guitar, nice.
Yeah, I'll take whatever he does this year. I will top that next year.
Wow,
That's a challenge.
Taking it as a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's
Finish him.
wild. And so, how are people when it comes to? I can imagine when it comes to even just commenting on the songs. If there's we're already in the February 19th, and we're at 7 to almost 8,000 songs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
it
are wild.
takes a bit.
Fuzzy, our great friend Fuzzy, has been running the Comment Centurions roster.
Ah,
You
nice.
get on the page if you've left more than 100 comments, and we have Ken Matson way out in front, having left more than 600 comments. Nadine and Carlo 2013 with 500 comments.
Oh wow.
Tim Faction, our very own Metalfoot Alex out there, who's not with us today. He's a bit stressed.
Where are you even
Bernie
finding all this stuff?
1954 with 400 comments.
How are you finding all this stuff? Where are you looking that up?
So there's on the forum, there is a forum topic called Century Club. And if you've left more than 100 comments, let Fuzzy know by putting a post in Century Club saying, "No, I've just done 300 comments," and Fuzzy will add you to the table at the top of top of the post.
So how often do you do the FAWMcast here? Is it still once a week? Are you doing it every night, or what's happening?
Well, it's been a little bit weird. We started with twice a week, right? We had twice a week, and then we wanted to have you on, so we added you to Saturdays. So now it's.
Oh, you don't normally do Saturday, right? Is that how that works?
Well,
or
the past 2 weeks we didn't do it, but it's always been a little bit like just do whatever you feel like. So,
yeah, nothing like consistency. But that, of course, I'm eating into your songwriting time. I'm sorry then.
Well, I've got my 14, so it's.
That's true. You're into the okay.
But out of the 3 years we've done this, we're currently at episode number 45, and I'm hoping we'll get to number 50 by the end of this. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
see if you can
probably.
so you want to try to get as many FAWMcasts in, and then just
And
to
it- and
add the number of songs.
Nice
you've
to
written.
have guests in as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we've had like Cool Paradiso joined us.
Nice.
Mel Riaco joined us.
Mhm.
It's just been fun getting people on the show and seeing their take on writing stuff and the process.
No, I bet. I remember when we were when it was just when the FAWMcast was just on on audio only. We would have all sorts. I think the hardest part was trying to limit the number of people, because we'd have almost more talking than almost song playing, because there were so many people to chat to. Especially if I was the one doing the host, then all I was doing was talking. It was just horrible. So it's good that like I'm looking at the FAWM posts now and trying to figure out how are you running it, and then I see that you have your FAWMtalk. Oh, is this called the FAWMtalk? Are we not called FAWMcast? Am I calling it all sorts of wrong things?
No, well, a lot of people call it FAWMcast because there used to be FAWMcast, and me personally, I don't really think of it as a continuation to FAWMcast because I don't really know. I've often wondered, like, is the FAWMcast thing still going on, or whatever happened to it? Did it just stop doing it?
Well, I don't know if it's a continuation or anything. I just always forget what anything is called. So whatever comes into my mouth.
It's not. Don't
there.
worry about it. It's all good.
So I have no idea. I don't think FAWMcast is still going. I wouldn't know. I haven't been around for a while, but yeah.
But you should do like one song, one collaboration. Somebody else does you. We talked about this last time that you mentioned that if somebody wrote you, if somebody wrote you lyrics, you could do a song, a collaboration.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's Mark Berry did ask me, and then I was willing, and then I had one weekend that was free, and I was like, okay, I can do it this weekend. And then apparently the person that was working on it, unfortunately, their computer died and lost all of that. That was Dream Scuba's computer died and lost all the raw files. And it's like, well, I guess I can't sing to it because I think he or she only, I don't even know, he or she only had the test recording with all the vocals already on it.
Right.
And yeah, so there you go.
Are we taking it as a sign?
Didn't want me to do a song with anybody.
The FAWM gods. striking you down. No.
But normally I find that singing, and if somebody had lyrics and wanted me to sing something, by all means, that would probably just take me only a day to do. Well, not a whole day, but it depends on how difficult the song is. If it was really complicated, Mike. Well, of course, when I listen to the original, it's oh my goodness, his voice. Because I'm a very particular style when I sing, right? And I didn't think my style would have fit the song that they were doing, but oh well, I said sure, I could give it a shot. However, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe you have there should be a thread of just like need vocalists. I wonder if there probably is usually a thread like that for a need vocalist thread.
I think there's.
Oh, absolutely. There's vocalists wanted, bassists wanted, ocarina players wanted. Who knows?
There's ocarina players wanted. Not that I can play an ocarina.
There is an ocarina challenge this year.
Oh, fun! Oh, wow!
Yeah, there's some good challenges coming up this year.
Yeah, and anyway, it's not a competition or some sort of challenge about writing complicated songs. You can just do easy songs. Let's make a couple of easy songs, and it's because we miss you. It'd be nice to have you as part of the group.
Well, it's not so much that I don't want to. It's more along the lines that I'm always working on something right now in my free time.
Yeah.
Either that or my daughter's screaming to spend time with me by watching whatever, oh, watch this anime with me. And so, I can't say no to her.
Wow.
For those of you unaware, Errol also runs his own webcomic, which chronicles the life of a full-on nerd.
Very true. Very true. Is it time for another song?
Yeah,
I think it is. What have we got, Juha?
So this one's a song called Billy the Quid. It's by Spike Direction.
Don't shake his hand, the derelict is trouble man. You're on the line, he wants some time, pay down his dealer, trouble man. His crooked smile and shameless ways, they love his style in bad way. The derelict becomes a brand, he took that lady for 30 grand. Billy the Quid, Billy the Quid, Billy the Quid. Don't shake his hand, don't never quit. They try to help him kick him in, but mental illness is a bitch. Well, once we saw for 10 on fire, he let a bouncer punch him down. Desperation, trouble man, his abject acts, they forced his hand. Billy the Quid, yeah, Billy the Quid. Oh, Billy the Quid, yeah.
Notorious beggar Sukhvinder Singh Dio was again arrested this week for begging and harassing shoppers in Chatham High Street in breach of his antisocial behaviour order. Dio is a paranoid schizophrenic who has resorted to begging for many years to feed gambling debts and drug addiction. Nevertheless, his open and friendly manner and his smiling refrain, "Have you got a pound, mate?" has enabled him to become legendary among the young people of the Medway towns. Nicknamed Billy the Quid, his whereabouts are currently unknown.
Billy the Quid by Spike Direction. I'm not sure if I heard this right, but it sounded like a lot of what do you call it? That tube thing they play.
Slide guitar?
Yeah, slide guitar. It sounded like a slide guitar, and that sounded like a cajon. Is it cajon?
One of those.
Yeah, I don't really play myself with slide. You got that? You got that little wah, wah sound.
Characterful, I think that one was. And I think.
And I went to Spike Direction's profile page, and it's a great picture of his rabbit in there too. That's cool. It's like it's fun for me as well because all of you probably know everybody already within FAWM, and I don't know anybody. So as you bring people up, I can go ahead and take a look at their profile. That's why I probably look very serious when I'm typing in all this stuff while people are listening.
The thing is, these days, we don't actually know if we know anybody or not because their avatar, like Spike Direction's avatar now, is a French horn.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
It's
right?
very confusing.
Yes.
I'm a notebook.
What am I? I think I'm a cabinet. Is that what am I? Yeah. No, that is true because I only really recognize people by their icons. And so if you've changed them, I have no idea who you are now.
Yeah.
Although I do recognize a lot of people on the chat, so that's super exciting. Because, I mean, a good thing is people still use their name. And so I do remember the names, like Chris Harris.
Yeah, you gotta.
Juha always has different names, but I remember your name.
Gotta start learning those nicknames.
Well, I think it's hard, especially because I'm on Discord as well, and everybody has like 3 different names, and then they jump in a different server, and I can't remember, and then it's different from their Twitter handle.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was talking to someone, and then they were talking to me on Discord, and then I was talking to them on Twitter, and then I realized, oh, you just said hi to me on Discord. Oh, you're the same person? And so I'm like repeating all my stories like an old man to this person. It's like, oh, well, back in the day. It's like, I've already heard it. Yeah, so I can barely remember. Yeah, I can barely remember my kids' birthdays or names. So trying to when everybody has multiple names, like it's a Lord of the Rings book, it's really difficult for me. I remember when I was reading Lord of the Rings, and it's just like, how many names can a sword have? Come on, I can't even figure out the difference between Saruman and Sauron. Well, I can't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and they're adding new characters now because Amazon bought the rights and they're making the new show, and they're just keep adding characters.
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen that. Yeah.
We didn't have enough characters, so here's some more Middle-earth characters for you.
Yeah, this is the eternal problem that Amazon basically, when they bought the rights to do a TV series, couldn't get the rights to any of the characters in any of the Lord of the Rings books or the Hobbit or the Silmarillion. So they're basically going, we'll make up stuff. So it's like elves from 1,000 years previously.
Yeah. Well, they do have Elrond and Galadriel and those people. Sauron.
The funny thing is, I was going to ask Chris, so have you also met J.R.R. Tolkien? Because he seems to have met all of the UK authors. I'm kidding. Not saying you're old, though. I'm not. That sounded like it was going to be rude, but no, because I found out earlier that he had met Terry Pratchett, and I'm also a Terry Pratchett fan. And I was like, oh man, he's just met everybody.
Oh yeah, I met Pablo Picasso.
Yeah.
Well, did you meet J.R.R. Tolkien?
No.
Have you met Christopher Tolkien?
I haven't. I haven't even met Christopher Tolkien.
Okay. How about any of the actors from Lord of the Rings? Ian McKellen, you must have met him.
Do you know anyone who has Lord of the Rings?
Have you met Sauron?
So you're gonna expect. So you have like a lot of stuff in your background, I see, and you do a Twitch. You do a lot of people. Are a lot of people twitching their FAWM this year? Have you? I don't know. Is that something that?
Well,
I think there's a couple of other people doing Twitch who are doing FAWM this year. There's a couple of new FAWMers this year who have linked to their Twitch channels, and I keep on meaning to watch their shows. So,
well, I can imagine it's also hard during FAWM to watch shows while you're also trying to, write songs and also doing the FAWM tube. What are we calling this? Not
FAWM tube.
FAWMtalk.
FAWMtalk. That's it.
Yeah, but the problem I have with Twitch streaming songwriting is that I like to just record stuff and whenever I'm recording, I have to turn my like ASIO drivers on so that I can get rid of latency, and that conflicts with OBS and all the other stuff. So it's just I would have to have a separate machine that's just linking to a webcam, and then I could like record on my main machine and just have the other one stream. But I don't really have that, so I don't know what I would.
For the first year I was doing live streams on Twitch, I had the most Heath Robinson way of getting ASIO driver audio onto my OBS stream, which was I fed it out of the mixer into a webcam that had XLR inputs in the back, and the webcam would then stream back over USB into OBS to do the audio. It was mad.
And
But
you had a
zero
webcam that
latency.
XLR input? That sounds bigger than the
Yeah.
camera itself.
Like, I'm not more interested in that.
Zoom make the most amazing little just like camcorders, but you flip up the back and it's got twin XLR inputs in it. It's amazing.
Right.
So good. But yeah, I got a Mark of the Unicorn M4 audio interface just after 5090 finished, in fact. Perfect timing. It turned up 2 days after we finished 5090.
Oh wow, that reminds
But
me.
that's got a built-in loop back. So it automatically goes, yeah, I can hear ASIO. It's all right. You don't need to worry about that anymore. I'll just do it. It's brilliant.
So have you met Peter Beagle? Now you speak of unicorn.
No.
Oh,
Have you met Christopher Lee?
Just trying to figure out all the different people that I know. Like, who have you met? I'm assuming you've just met everybody in the UK because it's also small.
Yeah, it's not that big a place, really. Oh, you must know Kevin from Basingstoke. Yes, I do, actually.
Yeah, you do. It's all good.
Kevin. Who doesn't know Kevin?
So, like, how long are your Twitch sessions for?
Depends. They're normally about 90 minutes. So I do a show on Sunday evenings at 7:30, and those have different themes. So at the moment, because we're doing FAWM, it's the Write Another Song show.
Ah, and do you also do a lot of tutorials then? Especially if you have a lot of stuff in there, you could probably.
I have slide presentations.
Oh, nice. Okay, that'd be useful.
So I just do basic things about why does my stuff not sound so good? And it's like, well, have you done this? Have you done that? So I talk about things like what a compressor is and why you should use equalization and stuff. So
what DAW do you use?
I'm an Ableton user, have been since live version 8, but I also talk about how you can switch from just using an audio recorder like Audacity or SoundForge to using a proper digital audio workstation with multiple tracks for free, because there are free DAWs out there, and there are very reasonably priced DAWs out there as well. It's amazing how big a community of Reaper users there are on February Album Writing Month these days.
Oh,
There's a lot of people using Reaper.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's got some sort of it's got that identity. It's got some sort of it just feels like something you want to use. Instead of
It's good design, I think, is why.
But even beyond that, it's just maybe the name or something, because the other ones sound like I don't know, some skiing equipment brand, but Reaper sounds like that's like something you can make stuff with that.
Well, Reaper's very metal, isn't it? Because it's not Reaper, it's Reaper.
Right. Yeah. Pearl was mentioning earlier that she's using Mixcraft, so I just asked her if it's like Minecraft.
I remember Mixcraft.
And Cool Paradiso, our friend John Nicholson uses Mixcraft as well.
Oh.
Okay. Look, this is great because I am recognizing all these names. It's been so long, so it's good. If I were to actually Twitch my song or any creative creating, it would just be me with like a furrowed brow as I'm just trying to figure stuff out. I don't think I'd be able to create and Twitch at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because
I I do tend not to stream the lyric writing side of things because it's just me going.
I can imagine though, even if I were singing, it'd just be like me doing takes over and over and over again. Cause just like, oh, it suck. Oh, that sounds horrible.
Well,
oh,
but some people are interested in that, like just seeing the process, and it's interesting to see people struggling in. Well, not there's a limit to it, but to a point where you do like a take of your singing like vocal track, and they're like, that wasn't so good, and you do it again. So people see that, well, he's doing this again too, so I can do it also.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can fail even less than Errol. That would probably be my contributions. Like, wow, he fails constantly. This is no wonder he only gets a few songs out.
Yeah, or me spending 90 minutes doing 103 takes of an 8-bar guitar solo.
I hear you. I do hear you.
Yeah, but it's important.
It's funny because I do a lot of vocal recording for work because I do a lot of tutorial videos. And what I've had to do, because I always want it quicker than normal, I have to like quell my perfectionists because I can listen to it and I'm going, oh crap, that's horrible. Should I go through it and get rid of this little and this little? And it's like, oh, I could, or I could just give it to them and then go on to my next thing they want me to do.
Yeah, but they have
that's the FAWM philosophy, really, isn't it? Is if you are obsessing about making what you've created perfect, you are going to struggle with FAWM because there ain't time to do that in FAWM.
Yeah.
So,
and nowadays they have
really
all sorts of plugins, all those machine learning things where they can go in and just pick those clicks and craps out of the thing.
RX8 mouth declick, swear by it. Have that just as a default on my audio stream in Ableton.
I actually even have a free plugin just in Audacity that just gets rid of it. So, but sometimes I can still hear anyway, doesn't matter. You're right. We can't obsess about the lack of perfection, especially during FAWM or in work, because they don't give us enough time or money to do it.
But you're doing instructional videos also. Weren't you, Chris? You were saying that you were doing videos for Macromedia.
Oh, you were? Oh, that's cool.
That was a long time
ago.
Yeah,
Macromedia's not around, but you used to do video tutorials for Flash. That'd be funny.
Well, no, not for we used to. I used to work in a company and we did Flash animations and with music by yours truly and little bits of audio for Hewlett Packard.
Oh,
so when you bought a Hewlett Packard tape backup system or a CD drive, it would come with a CD with a little Macromedia Flash. This is where you switch on your tape drive. This is the way up. You put the tape cassette in. We do all that in Macromedia Flash and Authorware. That was my scene. Authorware was my jam back in the day.
Did you do all the graphic design in that as well?
Oh yeah,
so your graphic look. It's just a whole FAWM cast of graphic designers. That's amazing.
Look, I spent because I'm trying to teach myself Blend because it's been a decade, 2 decades since I did any computer graphics work. And I'm trying to get back into using Blender. And I got sidetracked this afternoon and watched, I think it was a half-hour time lapse of a guy making Minas Tirith in Blender.
Oh, wow, in Blender. That must have been pretty cool.
Wow. It's just so satisfying to watch. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's pretty good. The guy knows what he's doing.
I was thinking that people buying those printers are sort of watching those tutorials like, this is the most disorienting tutorial I've ever watched. The music is in like 1960. It's going to.
No, one of the things that we did, my boss, bless him, David Bollington, who I'm still friends with, and we haven't worked together now for about 20 years. He goes, I think this needs like a Terminator 2 theme tune. So, and I had no digital audio workstation or anything at the time. I had a JX3P synthesizer and a 4-track tape recorder. And it's like, okay, I'll do a sort of Brad Fiedel Terminator type style.
There you go. That's another
Less
challenge.
of the computer graphics department actually put the logo of the product in the animation, and the logo was on fire. Those were the early days of the web.
Yeah, the printer's completely safe to use. It's not connected to Skynet.
What graphic software design do you use, Juha, when you create your backgrounds there for your game?
Oh wow!
It's all pixel. So are you using pixel related software or?
Well, no. I actually paint them. Well, the way they used to do with those LucasArts games. If you look at the original art from, say, Day of the Tentacle, they are watercolor paintings, and then they scanned them in, and they did a lot of cleanup in the computer. But yeah, I'm doing similar process, but I'm using Clip Studio Paint to paint the stuff. Then I use Adobe Photoshop. I've tried a lot of. There are like a ton of tools that are supposed to turn your paintings into pixel form, but they're all garbage. So I've just used Photoshop.
I think last year I was doing a lot of art for little mini adventure games, and it was all pixel related. So I was just doing it pixel by pixel. It sure took me a long time, but it is kind of satisfying when you do it on. Anyway, I think it's time for a song before we get into yet another tangent of graphic design. So,
well, I was just going to say, on this very machine, I have both Inkscape and Krita installed, and they're both packages that you are recommended. Oh, you should try these.
Yeah. So. For free programs, they're pretty amazing.
Yeah, really.
Especially, I made if you've seen the intro animation to FAWMtalk, I did that with Krita, because Krita has the best animation, like the timeline and those sort of tools that I've used. Photoshop has them, Clip Studio Paint has them, but they're all kind of like little. They have that sort of afterthoughty taste to them. So yeah, Krita.
Sorry, I'm watching the animation now. I didn't know there was an animation. That's cute.
Yeah,
that's great. Look at all you guys go.
But yeah, you're right. Let's see if we got anything else to play here. Oh, here's a good one. This one is by Tinear and Nadine. This one's called Hollywood Queen.
Got 1 million followers, and they all wanna be like her. She got a weave and her lips enhanced, got a wardrobe full of brands. Gucci, Prada, Miss Only, and she gets it all for free. Hollywood queen, I don't wanna be part of your dream. Cause she knows that image sells, living life through herself on screen, as reality goes unseen. Hanging out with the C-list stars, cause she looks hot on their arms. She plays up full of paparazzi, but her act is all fugazi. Hollywood queen, don't wanna be part of your dream. Fanboys happy, with more skin exposed. pretty face. So make the world a better place. Disappear without trace.
Hollywood Queen by Tinier and Nadine. We get so many flashbacks to those Jimmy Page stylings, Leonard Skinner, and I don't know, like
It's
White Stripes.
Such a rocking track, and
It is.
gosh,
You know,
that really grooves.
it was fun. It was interesting reading the liner notes because this is not their normal genre that they do. And it's like, well, you sounded great doing it. What else do you do? Because it was performed quite well. So
I love that ride bell, that wing wing. What's the sound? It's just how it's like on top of everything else. You got the guitars, the bass, and the vocals, and the ride bell is just like bing ding ding, and it fits. It just makes the whole thing sound so much more, I don't know, raw.
And some solid bass on that as well.
Oh yeah,
Really, really
and the
good.
guitar solo.
Good stuff.
Whoa.
And this is the second song by Nadine as well. So I don't think I've heard of Nadine before.
I think, if I remember correctly, her first year was last year.
Oh yeah, 2021. My first FAWM was a blast.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I played Chapman Stick on a track of hers last year. Had a blast doing that. So yeah, she writes good stuff. As does Mr. Tinier.
It is fun. I'm getting a chance to take a look at everybody over here. It's great.
Very good stuff. Yeah.
So like I don't know how many there are things I don't really want to ask. Like, okay, who are your favorites this year? But I think no, I'm not going to do that. That's not very fair.
What? What was that?
I don't want to ask your favorite artist because, like, oh no, I guess
Favorite
it's not.
artist?
It's not a competition. And,
I know it's not a
this
competition.
this is one of the reasons I love FAWM is that there are people who are just singing into their phone. That's getting the job done.
And even like if you ask, even outside FAWM, if you ask me like who was my favorite artist, well, you mean today?
Yeah, no, that is true. There are probably. So has anything stuck out like that was like, whoa, that is wild. I don't think I've ever seen something like this on FAWM before.
Well, there's like
a
lot of
pretty
stuff.
much everything that Mr. Silver Machine has ever done
Oh,
will make you go, what did I just listen to? So, I mean, and he's been knocking them out the park in terms of weirdness and just hilarious. So I commented on one of his today, which was called All the Young Druids. And he uses Vocaloid treatments and sped up stuff. And yeah, there is nobody on FAWM like Mr. Silver Machine.
Oh wow, that sounds exciting.
Deserves a listen. And, I've been friends with him for many years, and sussed out. No, I'm not going to say. I'm not
Okay.
going to say.
Keep us all in. Well, I will bring up one thing that's pretty exciting that happened this year in regard to the FAWM community, and I think that happened this year, right? That we finally have calm.
We do.
Yeah.
We do indeed.
That is something that is exciting. Now I don't have to be wary whenever I try to be the FAWM evangelist and talk about FAWM. We can finally. Oh wow! I don't even know how that happened. That we finally got calm. We just it just suddenly went out and we stole it, or just Burr.
No,
snatched it up.
I think Burr had been saving his pennies and raided the piggy bank last year, and it was not a small sum of money.
No, I don't doubt it. But was it like available? Because it wasn't going strong, the original site?
No idea.
Yeah.
Much better about that. But
Wondered
no,
if
it
there
is.
was a
it is.
story back behind there.
Yeah, I would
What
imagine.
I love though is that the .com redirects to the .org,
Yeah, yeah.
which is
that's good.
totally as it should be. I
Yes.
think, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I imagine Burroughs sort of biding his time and just trying to wait for it to be in a spot where he can nab it just at the right price. Yeah, it's good for newcomers when you can just because when you tell about FAWM somebody, they type FAWM.com and they just go where that leads them.
Oh, Duct Tape Guy has just said in the chat, Burr paid for it from a domain squatter, so somebody else nicked it.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's handy.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, there you go. The domain squatter did good now. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
So Board says .org for the win. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
I don't know if I mentioned this in the last time I was on FAWMtalk, but I did get a chance to meet Burr when he was in Toronto, and that was really exciting.
Oh,
I think
nice.
we went to a fall restaurant. Was that what it was? Because he was, I don't even know what. I think he was at a conference for Duolingo, or something in relation to one of the many papers he's written. I have no idea. Right? He does lots of smart things, and he was in Toronto, and I got a chance to meet him. So that was exciting. Speaking of meeting people, do you obviously you can't. You weren't able to do the whole FAWM. What do you call it again?
The Form Over Party or FO.
FAWM. Actually, no, I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking of FAWMstock. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh
of.
gosh, yes. Yeah.
Obviously, probably haven't. You can't. Couldn't do that last year. Maybe this year you could have. I don't know if people are still continuing that tradition.
There are actually
Do you know
quite
of anybody else?
there's actually quite a bit of farmers from Finland on the site this year. The regional forum for or the topic for Finland it's quite there's a lot of people there. But I don't know. It seems to me like Finnish people, they really like to keep to themselves, and if you go there suggesting like, yeah, let's meet up somewhere, everyone's gonna be like, no.
I had great fun at a Form Over party. What was it, about 5 years ago? That Helen's Evil Twin organised in London, and there were Andy Ballum was there, and who else was? Riako was there because Mel and I did a couple of songs together, and Lord Sapient and his missus, Lady Sapient, were there as well. It was a really, really fun evening in a pub.
So has anybody quantified how evil exactly is Helen's twin?
I don't think I've ever met the other twin, so it's all I've only really
It's all comparative, really, isn't it? It's all subjective.
And you met Burr, so is he really as larger than life as he leads on to us?
I think I've met him in different states of facial and hair color. So every single time it seems so I forget who he is every single time. No, well, he's a very nice guy. He's a very like every time I met him, he was always smiling and chatty. It was great talking to him. So I don't know if I only know him as but his pictures have always been different. So. It takes me a bit to recognize who he is because he seems to change.
But you wouldn't characterize him as this sort of like Bezos type of person.
Well, to be honest, I don't think I've ever. I only know I've only seen pictures of Bezos, so I actually have no idea what he's like personally. So who knows? No, he was a great guy. I like meeting him.
Yeah. Whenever I talk to Burr, it seems like it's like a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm. I think I think I said that we had to do a collab once, but then I stopped coming to FAWM because he said he would. And then I missed out on that chance. I have to come back just to do a collab with Burr one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you don't have, you're not doing meetups anymore or any, are you still doing FOPs there, Chris? there in the UK? I don't know how many people.
I know Wobby has just said in the chat, yeah, I'm mustering the pub again, because I think there was talk of doing one this year. Because the UK government have basically just gone, no, I can't be bothered with restrictions. So I think Boris is trying to preserve his tenure as Prime Minister by letting everybody just do as they want and not having to wear masks anymore. So,
do you know how many people came at your last FOP? I wonder how many people in the UK are doing it currently. Still the same amount, or?
I think Helen's done a few in Cambridge that have been quite well attended.
And where are you again? You're in Finland.
I'm in the southwest. I'm just north of Bristol.
Yeah.
And Juha, you're
Finland. Good old.
Yeah. But you're mentioning that you don't go to any parties.
No, I'm not. I'm not that kind of guy. If I can stay at home, I'm a happy camper. I try to stay away from people. You know? Just like you go to your party, and I'll just stay home.
And
the funny thing is,
FAWM is catnip for introverts like me. It really is. It's like performance art for introverts. It's great.
Yeah.
It's funny because, believe it or not, I'm an extrovert. If you haven't picked it up, right? But
I never would have guessed.
I love being at home. I never leave my house. My wife is the one that needs to get out. My wife's far more introverted than I am, but I'm quite happy never to see nature again, because that's just how I am. I love the online world a lot. So
yeah, we used to get. I
don't leave my house.
We used to get a lot of those nature things because I'm actually from north, and this is like in the middle of Finland, so it's something like 66, 65 degrees latitude. Is it? Yeah, latitude. And I'm from like 250 kilometers north from here, so it goes even to above the polar Arctic Circle.
Oh.
So and the nearest town it was 100 kilometers from where I lived. So we used to get a lot of those nature hikes and that sort of thing when I was in school. Just walk out of the parking lot and you're in the wilderness.
And glaze your land. It's all good. Are there a lot of people in Finland doing it? I don't know. I don't know how large FAWM is. The community is there.
I think so, because Finland is very musically active country. There's a lot of musicians here. I feel like even more than like per capita than in other places. I don't know why. It's just promoted heavily. Like you have to, in schools and whatever. You try to get young people into music hobby.
I don't even know how many people are doing it here in, well, obviously because I'm not doing FAWM, but it's always, I wonder how many people in Toronto are doing it, who's spreading the word, because it was always fun trying to get more people. I should just go to the Canada Forum, see who's all around there. It might just be all the same people I know, though. It could be.
There are an awful lot of metalheads in Finland. I have noticed. There's some extremely talented metal players doing FAWM.
Well, speaking
it's
of,
not just one or two; it's like a dozen or more.
Yeah. It is mostly because whenever I go to, there are these band practice. Well, like in Oulu, there used to be a military base here, but it was shut down. They just moved the people to like other bases. So now the military base is rented out as practice bases for bands.
Oh, what?
And pretty much every single barracks is filled with metal bands. There's like nothing else there. So yeah, it's definitely, and we had the school band was a metal band when I was in high school. It's not like jazz band or some sort of ensemble. No. We were playing like Children of Bodom and that sort of thing. And there are heavy metal bands for kids. There are these characters dressed as dinosaurs, and they play metal music that is aimed at like 6-year-olds.
I've seen them on YouTube. They rock.
Yeah. So yeah, we like our metal. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the darkness and cold.
Yeah, 6 months of complete darkness. What else is there to do but hone your riffs?
But then you have 6 months of like nothing but sunshine, not day and night. So
I was just reading here. There's at least 50 of us Finns on FAWM, and that's like 50% of the whole population.
yeah, got like 5 million people in Finland. It's not a lot, but we have a lot of elbow room. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have since you're at 33, Juha, do you still plan? How many more do you want to write?
No, Chris
before
is
you're
at
gonna,
33.
because it's only you have 10 more days, right?
Chris is at 33 or 30.
Oh, you're at 33.
No,
Oh,
I'm working on song number 24 at the moment, so I've got a way to go. I did 33 last year, but I want to
last
try
year,
and
yeah.
beat
Oh,
that.
okay.
So
Who's at 33?
I've
No,
got
I got
another 10 to do.
yeah. I'm at 44. 40.
Oh, you're at 44. Oh, sorry. Digits are off. You're at 44. How many more do you plan on doing?
I'm trying to do.
You were going to do 50, weren't you?
Well, 50, but I was thinking that it's only a couple more to quadruple FAWM. So maybe I'll try to push it to, what is it? It's 14 times, so it's
4? Did you say
58, right?
58, yeah. It's doable at the rate you're going.
Yeah, I can do it. I can
So
do
did
it.
you have a little FAWM stinger with your little animation? That was a cute little animation.
Stinger? What?
You mean like a little music, little ditty that went
Oh,
along
yeah.
with the FAWM? Yeah. Oh,
I've
see.
had
I
that
didn't even
for-
hear that.
I recorded that back in 2014 when we did it originally. It's
Ooh,
it's really fun. I don't know how I did.
You could ask other people to make them. Then you can have different stingers. Although then I guess that doesn't do well for branding. What program did you say you made your little animation in?
Krita. Krita.
Oh, okay. That's why that was. Oh, I saw that in the chat. Oh, okay. What is Krita? That's cute.
Yeah, it's like a complete free painting program.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah.
That's even. Oh, look at that open source painting thing. Does it do animation for you as well, or did you have to like put it all together in a separate program?
No. I draw it in Krita, so
Okay.
it's like frame by frame, just do it.
Yeah.
It's really good,
That's
really
fun.
good. And then it exports. You have to download FFmpeg, but
Okay.
you can then export it into like AVI or whatever.
Yeah.
video
So yeah, I was just wondering if it was also an animation tool, but it was basically just a drawing program. Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
you can do animations there. Sure.
What about you, Chris? Are you planning? Do you have a goal of how many songs you want this year?
Well, it would be Douglas Adams's 70th birthday.
Oh, really? Did
On
you meet him
March.
as well?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Of course you did.
Got a signed copy of Hitchhikers behind me there. I actually met him twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Douglas would have been 70 on March the 11th. So I was kind of wondering whether I should do a quadruple form. But a triple form, wouldn't it be? Would be 42. Because it's kind of appropriate, a triple
Yeah.
form. But
And
I
then the
think-
42nd song will be about towels or something. You could do that.
Yeah, I do have a hitchhiker's towel.
Yeah.
I do have a towel with the towel text on it.
You know, I wish I kept all because I had the old Infocom Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy box back in the day. But you know,
Man,
I know. I
That-
think
that's browser based now. You can play it online.
yeah, I know. I remember seeing it browser based, and I was thinking to myself, but you know, it's kind of. I'm pretty sure my parents threw it away though, which is sad. but-
I still have a floppy disk of Bureaucracy for the Atari
Oh wow,
520. which
We're
is
getting so
awesome.
much into nerd territory right
We
now.
really are, aren't we? It's so cool.
It's like it's old man nerd stuff too, right? That's just it. It's not like, you know, young nerd things.
What are young nerd things?
That's probably like Fortnite or
Yeah, probably. Although
Well,
that's
that's-
probably more mainstream. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
not nerdy.
it's Fortnite's. It's It's hard because there are a
Being-
lot of kids now. I don't know of any child that doesn't know what Minecraft and Fortnite is.
Yeah, but well, being a nerd is really mainstream nowadays. Because most jobs you're gonna get are gonna be like programming or something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're a nerd, you're as mainstream as they come.
So just for your audience sake, I'm trying really hard not to go delve deep into like Chris's hobbies because they kind of align with mine, and then we'd just be going down this rabbit hole of just super old man nerdy stuff. So,
Well, who do you think our audience is? They're all nerds too.
Basically,
you know,
We're gonna
a
double
lot
our
of-
viewers.
these are our people, Errol. you should know this.
yeah.
Sort of Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean,
and-
Riako can out nerd me in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, she can.
Yeah, we're talking about Babylon 5 with Ryako and Star Trek and Bowie.
Yep.
So
So Riako did song for February album writing month a few years ago called Starfleet Boys,
Oh.
and there is a video on YouTube.
Oh,
And it
nice.
features me because I kind of directed it in a next generation uniform, and I would just
Ooh.
point out before you search it down and start watching it.
I am trying to find
3
it.
stone heavier back then. And, yeah.
well, what about
Not where it-
I'm not there to like judge your weight.
what about the
Well, where
Kirk
can
and
I find it on YouTube? Do you have a link? Starfleet? You can't search for Starfleet on YouTube. That will give you nothing. So, or too many things.
what about the
I
Kirk
think
and
you can
Björk?
probably find it on Ryako's website,
Oh,
ryakomusic.com.
What I got thinking about is that Kirk and Björk thing. To this.
Oh
one
yeah,
59.
yeah. So Mel can do
I
a
wonder.
really, really scarily accurate impersonation of Björk. And a couple of years ago, we kind of discovered that Björk and Kirk rhymes. So it was like, right, you can do Shatner,
Important.
which consists mainly of being excessively dramatic in your presentations. And we've done a couple of songs together in character as Björk and Kirk,
These are
as one does.
the important discoveries, right?
You know,
But
the
it's
funny
mundane
thing,
things like Björk and Kirk going to Tesco's to buy food for a party.
Well, what else can they do? Like, what would you have Kirk and Björk do together? Like, attend some sort of gala? Nah.
I think, yeah, probably
D&D.
anything that Björk can, it's an excuse for Björk to dress up as a swan again.
They have to. I got it. They have to. You do recreation, or what are they called? Reboot. No. Yeah, reboot of Jaws with Kirk and Björk. Right.
We're gonna need a bigger boat,
You're gonna need a bigger spaceship.
a bigger spaceship,
It's gonna be a space shark.
space jaws.
don't mind me. I'm just like surfing the internet right now, looking at it like I can't remember if I've seen this or not because I think I do remember Ryako posting it a long time ago. But again, I'm old, so I can't remember anything. It's like I was trying to figure out, where's you? Is that you? Are you in the red Starfleet uniform? Where are we? Okay. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
the
won't
Richard.
talk. Does Ryako live in the UK? I don't even know. I don't know where
No.
anybody lives.
Mel and Array of Emotions are over there in Belgium. In Bruges.
Melancholy.
Did you travel there, or how did that work?
Yeah, I mean, back before Britain shot itself in the foot and voted to leave the European Union, I could just hop on a train in London, and 2 hours later, I'd get off the train in Bruges.
Oh yeah, that's
in
true. That is
Brussels.
true. Oh, that's fun. Oh,
Yeah.
is that your only music video with Ryako, or have you done many others since then?
Ryako's done plenty, but that's
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've seen a few.
No,
of her.
I tend not to do music. I've got a few on my YouTube channel.
That's great.
Right.
Sorry. I'll pay attention as opposed to like looking up YouTube things. I should be paying attention to FAWMtalk. I'm sorry. We can, however, go on to a new song.
Pay attention to FAWMtalk? What? Some weird stuff.
I got distracted.
Oh. Yeah. This is what the show is with really. It's 3 people getting distracted. I don't even know.
Well, the thing is, I mean, this is, I personally believe that the ability to get distracted is such an important part of the creative process.
Yeah.
It is of deciding what you're going to do, and it's like, oh, squirrel, and that drags you into really, really interesting and unanticipated territory. And it's like, oh, there's a song in this.
Yeah,
At least it'll help you write more songs about, I think it's always like, okay, I got to put a pin on that and go back to my original idea.
Yeah. Always have a notebook that you can just write down.
Seriously.
Do a song about.
Yeah, even now I'm trying to get this project out, and while obviously everybody does this. I'm pretty sure all of you have done this, and you're still thinking of, oh wait, I want to do something else, and then all of a sudden your mind goes trying to figure out how you can execute on this other thing while you're trying to do the thing you're doing right now, and it's like, okay, I don't have time to think about that, even though it sounds super cool. I got to get this song done, or I got to get this project done, or I got to get this story done, or this art piece done. It's like, it's great.
Yeah, I wonder, like,
So Juha, have you met? Sorry, I'm like tangenting. Have you met any farmer? Not being a person that doesn't want to see anybody.
Well, not really. Unless you count my friend Jenny, who I've done a couple of songs with, but I introduced her to FAWM, so
it counts.
It counts.
Yeah.
It counts. Sure, it
counts. Yeah.
But no, other than that, no, not really. But now we're doing this show, so we can meet people like this.
That's true.
It's even
I've
better.
Met so many people online, yeah.
It's even better because when I get sick of people, I can just like, so I'm gonna go up. Blink.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you can do that in real life too. After a while, you're just meeting them. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, but then you're not gonna meet them again. I don't know.
Yeah. How many people? Oh, look, there's more people. Hi, Pig Farmer. How many people have you met, Chris? It seems like you've met a lot of farmers.
Well, I've been to the FAWM Over party, but I also kind of talked a few people into doing FAWM, and yeah, I just have a weird life that involves meeting people in unusual circumstances.
And UK authors. Have you actually made it over to North America?
Well, all right, here's an example of why my life is weird. So I made friends with a bunch of folks in San Francisco because I used to do cartoons for Motorhead.
Oh,
that was my hobby. So I would draw comics for Motorhead, and got a very dear friend called Roz who lives in San Francisco, and went over to see her and stay with her and her mom back in the 80s. And some of her friends who I'd met at a gig in the UK when they were over visiting from San Francisco said, oh, you should totally come around and see us. So I went to their place, and they'd got a lovely house in the High Ashbury, and knocked on the door, and Leah answered the door. She said, oh, hi, come in. We're just getting ready. My boyfriend's just in the shower. He'll be down in a minute. So I walked into the living room, huge sort of old Gothic Victorian mansion, the sort in San Francisco, lovely hardwood floors, one ornament on the mantelpiece. Gold statue of a chap with a sword in front of him, and a little round plinth on it that said Best Motion Picture Soundtrack 1981, Richard Beggs for Francis Ford Coppola, Apocalypse Now. And I was like, and Leah said, oh yeah, that's my stepdad's. I was like, okay, I'm in a different environment here. And then her boyfriend walked in, who was James Hetfield from Metallica.
And you didn't make webtoons for Metallica after that?
It's just a very, very strange life.
Oh,
Very,
wow.
very strange.
I'm like
That
now
sort-
trying
that
to
sort of
find
stuff happens to me.
Where can we find your comics? Are they online too?
They are not.
Oh.
In terms of, I've had stuff ripped off by various YouTubers in the past, and they've used my stuff and not credited me for it. So I tend to keep it off the internet.
So we can't find these Motorhead cartoons. Oh.
No.
Okay.
But there
I
are
tried
some on my
searching.
Flickr stream. So there
Flickr.
are-
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm surprisingly enough, I'm headfirst only at Flickr.
Head first. Oh, okay. There you go.
But yeah, there's a bunch of my graphics there.
Flickr.
Yeah, 40 years on, I'm still friends with Helen, well, now Helen Greenwood, who was Helen Taylor, who was Filthy Animal Taylor's sister, who ran the fan club with her dad back in the day. And I used to send drawings up to their office in Leeds. And Lemmy visited the office one day, saw a picture that I'd drawn of Lemmy as Judge Dredd with the judge's uniform. Lemmy just picked it up and said, "I want this on a T-shirt." And so they did. And he would then be interviewed wearing the T-shirt that I designed. And it's like watching him on TV going, "That's my T-shirt." And he wrote me a thank you letter, which I still have.
Nice. That's really cool.
I'm finding your. I can see more of your setup on your Flickr. Finally found your Flickr.
Oh, right. Cool.
Took me a long time. Oh, you met William Gibson as well. Look at you all go.
Oh, I've nerded out this week because I mean I've known Bill for years, but he's finally followed me on Twitter this week.
Oh wow!
It's
Wow.
like, all right, I'm done. This year cannot get any better than that.
Well, the year is young. You can still like aim higher. But you have you ever been to Finland? Either of you?
Wait, no, I haven't. I've been to Sweden, but and I saw the sign where Finland was. You turn here to go to Finland,
Like,
but that's as
nope.
close as I-
No,
Well, no,
no.
it's not. I mean, I think I was in Sweden because my sister was doing a placement there, and so we went to go and visit. So it's not that I didn't want to go to Finland. I we just went. It was really nice. Very expensive for me, but it was very nice.
They're very similar. They're like very similar. So if you've been to Sweden, they speak a different language and they're more polite. But yeah, you've basically been to Finland.
Maybe you have. Maybe they have less of. I think it was the first time that I've been exposed to getting closer to like, the 6 months of darkness and whatever. There it was more. It was mostly it never got dark because it was during their summer or whatever, and that was actually really cool. Probably not as cool if you lived through it, but as a visitor, it was kind of neat.
Yeah,
I used to do a lot of work in Norway, and Norway in July, we'd come out of the restaurant after a meal, and it's like, well, judging by where the sun is in the sky, it must be sort of late afternoon. What are we going to do now? And it's like, Chris, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. What?
Yeah, it happens. It is weird. Some people ask like, how do you sleep when it's just bright outside? And it has never even occurred to me that you wouldn't sleep when it's light outside. When it's always been like that, you just do it. You just sleep.
True. And if you nap a lot, like I do, because old man, then hey, you can sleep during the day. It's all
naps
good.
are so good.
Yeah, so good. So what's our next song, Juha? I want to
Next
know.
song.
I want to look more people up.
Well, we got one more
I'm being
song.
distracted from like FAWMtalk here.
But if I play the last song, I should really
Oh, it's the
stop
last song?
prepping.
Oh, no.
I should really stop prepping like just 4 songs. Let's have more songs prepped, but I never do it. So it's like extra songs. Do we wanna keep going? I don't know. This is how we run the show. I just ask the people while we're recording. It's like, yeah, what are we gonna do? Do we?
We've got more people popping up in the chat because I see
Oh, my Lord.
Metalfoot and Mike Sklar have joined us. So
I know, and I've met Mike Farr I don't even know why I met him in person, but I can't remember. It was a long time ago, so it was really exciting when I got a chance to meet all these people in person. It was probably for some sort of FAWM thing. Obviously, it was for a FAWM thing. Yeah, because you know, I mean, I remember a bunch of people came to Toronto, but I don't know why. It was for some FAWM thing. People always organize things, and I just went. It's all good. I was sad that I didn't get a chance to go to any of the FAWMtalk stuff. It was always during a time like, I don't know, I was having an anniversary or somebody's birthday, like my children's. And so they didn't seem to like the idea of me just flittering away to go visit internet people. Kids always putting these restrictions on me. It's all good. Oh, there you go. Mike was saying that his wife's family's in Toronto, so that's why. Oh, that's right. That's why he was there. Okay, sorry. I'm interrupting things with old stories. Yeah.
No, that's good. You should keep going. This is good stuff.
So we were gonna. What was the next song that you were gonna play?
Oh well, okay. Well, if we're gonna go to our end song, I have to check out like when is our next show gonna be? On Monday. Already it's Saturday.
We have a show on Monday. We have guests lined up for pretty much every show, I think.
I think we have every show
next time.
Are we gonna say? I don't want to. You know what?
It's a surprise. Ooh.
Well, it's not so much
it's a surprise.
It's not surprise so much as I'm trying to not tell people because maybe something happens and they end up canceling or something. So it's like, yeah, we promised this person, but
we don't want to jinx it.
Okay, understood. So in the past you had, did you say? I'm forgetting who you said you had. Did you say you had Ryako in the past? Or
yeah.
No.
Ryako was on episode 42.
Oh, okay. Okay, long time ago it was in. Oh, sorry. Like this month. Which guests did you have on?
So that was 9 days ago.
Oh, that was 9 days ago. Which episode are we on now? Oh, I'm so
45.
confused. We're on 45, right? I thought we were on. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. It's all good. Okay. It's all good. Did you have a guest last one for 44?
No, it was us talking about gear acquisition syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you are talking about how to play the guitar quickly.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to pick up?
I
your
did.
guitar?
I'm not sure it's working, but I'm gonna stick with it.
What
It's
you
not
bought?
working?
You got something that's broken?
No. If it's not working, if you feel like it's not working, you're not doing it right.
All right.
Each-
This is
What's not working?
playing the guitar fast, like
Yeah.
speed fingers.
Okay.
It's very much if you start doing it, you're not going to master it in 10 minutes, but you're definitely going to see improvement in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is this just trying to pick really fast on the guitar? What's speed guitaring?
Yeah, it's like no. It's I was talking about like a lot of. I used to teach a lot of young guitarists, and they all seem to hit this point where they can't really play any of the faster stuff because a lot of them wanted to play these Metallica solos and whatever, and they're always like, and the guitarists are like, and so you have to like try to figure out how to explain to them what they're doing wrong. No, wrong. And then you start going from there. But it is a difficult thing to explain. It's I imagine similar to trying to teach somebody to whistle, because you can't really you have to articulate. You can't really take somebody else's mouth and do this. But you just have to explain it and hope that they end up doing the right thing. So
it's confusing for me because I come from a piano background, right?
Mm.
And the only way that, if you have to go faster in the piano, you just move your fingers faster and it takes practice. So that's when you're explaining this is like, oh, is it more than just practice? Is there like a technique you need to do to get your fingers to go faster on the fret? Or
Well, yes. How do I explain this? Well, if you take a piano piece where you, for an example, have to go from multiple positions, like from like here to here to then here, then it becomes more of a matter. You have to try to position the hand correctly each time.
yeah.
And it comes naturally to some people because some people just. I assume that all the people who learn to play fast naturally know how to do this because every time they explain how to do it, they explain it wrong. And whenever people are listening to, like, I don't know, John Petrucci tell people like, yeah, this is what you do to learn how to play fast. He leaves out everything that would help those people to play fast. He just explains how he did it because I assume he just naturally does the right thing. But yeah, I think there are people who just naturally do it correctly and they never think about like how to really relax their hand and do things like that. And then there are people who really get into their head and just when they try to play fast, they just like.
And that is me. But I have been working on the relaxing side of things, and
Right.
that has
Okay.
definitely helped. Of just relaxing your left hand when you're playing guitar it definitely has. I'm seeing effects there already, and that's good.
Cool. Yeah. You should definitely start to like when I. Well, it's tough to say about myself, but when I see somebody, when I have a student, and I see that they start to understand what I'm telling them. I see like immediately they start to play it correctly. They struggle, and then they're like, "Oh, this is what you do," and they almost immediately they start to play it completely right.
You know what? Now I think about it, maybe it's because, and I could be wrong, that when you do classical piano, they always teach you technique from the very beginning.
Well, yeah.
And I think when people learn guitar, sometimes it's always self-learned, and you might not have the proper techniques. And in order to play faster, you have to have those techniques in place. Maybe.
Maybe,
sure.
but the first instrument not the first, but like I started to play classical piano when I was 8, and I'm like classically trained, but I had a Russian teacher.
Oh, that's super classically trained then, probably. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh, Russian.
I had a
is-
Japanese teacher, so very strict there as well.
Well,
So-
yeah. I would assume so, but yeah, I don't think, or maybe I just understood everything she said wrong, but I don't think I understood how the technique works. Maybe it's a language barrier or something, but yeah, I never understood how I should be playing because I'm always in my head just thinking about like this note now and then this note. And when you play like that and you don't pay attention to the technique at all, then I just get like you try to force the hand to do what you want, which means that it tenses up and then you can't move it
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, no, understood. No, that makes sense.
There's a lot of I was gonna say something else, but well, it's gone. It's gone.
Do you still teach guitar, Juha?
No, not anymore.
Well, I guess so. I guess you can't really teach now. I don't know what it's like over there for pandemic, so. Well,
Yeah,
I guess it's more of a private thing, so maybe you can.
there are a couple of people that sometimes contact me, and I give them a few lessons, but not in a school or something like that. No. I continued my studies back in 2014, so I just told them I don't have time for this anymore. Yeah,
Understood.
But
No,
it's-
very true.
it was fun in its own way. Yeah. I like
So
teaching.
where? Pardon? Did you say you like teaching?
Yeah, teaching
Yeah.
is really good. I just enjoy it, telling people what they're doing wrong.
You don't like teaching. You like telling people they're wrong. Well, you know, the funny thing is when because I do a lot of training at my work, and the way that I train is that I ask them questions I don't know. I know for sure that they'll not be able to answer, so that they can get it wrong. And the reason I do that is that beforehand, I would try to like show them step by step on how to do things. And then I ask them the next day and they don't remember because they got it right. And so it wasn't that important to remember. But when they get it wrong and they realize they were shamed for it, they remember and they don't get it wrong again. And so being wrong is really important because you will remember from experience why, and also from a little bit of shame because they sat there and they struggled and was like, I have no idea. And then they give some weird answer and then we all laugh at them. But no, okay, we don't laugh at them, but you know what I mean? It's better to get it wrong because then you'll remember why why it's the next time around.
So forget Ebbinghouse's curve of forgetting. It's just being embarrassed.
Yeah, you should add a little bit of trauma to learning.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, because you always remember the traumatic stuff.
You do. I have people come up to me and say, "You remember when you embarrassed me this time?" I'm going, "No, I don't." It's really funny for me, and they remembered it decades later. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was a jerky back then." What is where do you write your music? I'm assuming it's not in that room you're currently in now. Is it there you are, or is it?
Yeah, sure. I have here's my bass. With my guitar right next to it. It's like everything.
Oh, it's all dark. I didn't even see it. It was like, a clandestine guitar. Oh.
Yeah. I got my MIDI keyboard here. I can almost reach this.
There.
Yeah, here we go.
I didn't even see that. I thought that was just an outlet. Okay. There you go. That's nice.
It's like keeps on going.
I've just noticed the YouTube channel has flipped.
Oh yeah, I flipped it. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, you can flip it.
Because you know what it is. I had it the correct way, but what ends up happening? I watched the screen where you both are, and it looks like I'm watching this way. So it always looks like I'm watching here, and it's like I'm watching away from you. So I flipped it so that when I'm watching the video, it looks like I'm watching towards you. So it's more. Right. It just feels more inclusive. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's good because at the moment, if I look this way, I'm looking at Errol, and if I look this way,
yeah, they're like sandwiched between the.
So I should always just
weird.
turn
like
toward my. I should always turn this way, so it looks like I'm talking to both of you, right?
No,
that's good. Am I still on?
That's
yeah,
no,
yeah.
That's wrong. No, that's it's correct in the video, but it's actually another way around on YouTube, so you should watch the other way.
I'm waiting on YouTube for it to catch up so that I can see if it looks right.
Yeah, it won't. I can tell you it won't. It's just wrong. That's what I always tell my young students.
No, I'm wrong.
Like,
I'm the wrong way.
Young tiny children.
Wrong. I have to point this way. Oh no. Okay, there we go. I think this looks pretty right now. Okay. Nope, wait, now I'm on the camera though. Sorry, what were we talking about?
Juha has a symphony orchestra part somewhere back in the darkness there.
Yeah, just keep grabbing, and there's always some conductor or tuba players. For sure. Second violin.
There we go. Now I'm looking in the right way.
Yeah, that works.
Good. That's good. Finally, something is right in this show.
Sit right in the middle.
I'm gonna ask something too, and then I got distracted by the chat. It's hard to like keep chat. I mean, because I have like 7 things open as I look at the chat, and then I look and it's up like Chris Harris Flickr, and then I'm looking at all these things.
What you were saying about the trauma thing, that is actually interesting because I usually how I try to teach is I do say when people do something wrong, I do say that, well, that's wrong. but I try to emphasize that it doesn't matter because being wrong is the first step of learning. So it's absolutely necessary. But the problem is that the society keeps rewarding people for being right and shaming people for being wrong. So that's like a whole other problem. So you're discouraging learning by doing that.
No, I agree. And the only way that you can get better, it's like practice is wrong. That's not right, right? You practice so that you can get better, and practice is just failing a bunch of times until you stop failing.
Yeah.
So it's really important in almost everything I do. That's why I learn better from just trial and error than if I accidentally get it right the first time. And then, so here, I remember, for example, oh my goodness. So I'm not saying anything because I'm thinking at the same time and having problems at the moment. Sorry. So I'm old, but I wanted to take with my coworkers. We took a K-pop dance class and it was so hard. No idea how hard that was for me. And then I've taken other dance classes before, like ballroom dance and whatever. And then they would give you like 2 moves to try, and then you get to try these 2 moves for the next hour. But there I'm at K-pop dance class, and they give you 10 moves that you get to practice for only 5 minutes. Then they move on to the next 10 moves, and I'm lost because I can't remember what the 5 moves were beforehand. And it was so hard, and it was just constant failing, and I never got better. I don't know if there was a point to that other than the fact that K-pop dance is hard. But it was a lot of fun, and I sweat an awful lot in my mask. It was really disgusting.
But that's that's what is interesting, and I never really thought about that, is that when you do traumatize somebody, they actually will remember it. So it is when you have to... When somebody needs to learn something, when they need to remember something, it's not the perfect way because you're also traumatizing them, but how do you get them to remember? When you have
learning an instrument should not involve acquiring PTSD.
Sure.
Just saying.
Sure, but there are different types of trauma. That's and there what are some good memories that you have? Because and when you think back to your childhood when you were 8 years old, I assume most people have memories from being 8-year-old and times being good. So what is the stuff that you remember, and was it traumatizing in some way or in other ways emotionally just hyper?
So I would think that you would remember things that you get wrong that you will remember, but you'll also remember aha moments, the ones that give you that high because you succeeded and you got a success from it. But usually that's from hard work or from working at something, right? So when you succeed and there's that triumphant victory to it, then you'll remember those as well. And then you'll probably work hard towards that. If you just get it right because you got it right, oh, look, I was able to figure out 8 + 3 is 11 or whatever. That's that's not a great success.
But also I'm thinking back to when I was in elementary school, and what I remember is stuff like my birthdays when I got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figurines or something like that as presents. But now I'm thinking, well, I kind of remember the figurines, but am I just implanting memories to my head? Is it something that I actually remember, or am I just imagining it?
This is the thing about memory, because every time you revisit a memory, you do tend to rewrite it. And the more that you revisit a memory... No, this is absolutely true. The more that you revisit a memory, the less accurate it gets, because every time you recall it and you frame it in a different way, you're actually working on those existing memories.
And then you start to add celebrities to it, has Douglas Adams to every memory.
Oh yeah, I did meet Tolkien. There were Douglas Adams
and Peter Davison.
The funny thing is, I do my webcomic to keep track of my life with my family, but I do have it's not an exact representation. Sometimes I compress different conversations into one. Sometimes I do things more for comedic effect. But I won't know that 10 years from now. So
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
go
think
back,
that
it's
is a
like-
perfect representation, and my life was far more hilarious than it
Yes,
really
that's
is.
exactly how it happened.
Oh my lord. Amanda West is saying this skirmish in 20 minutes. All right, we gotta start wrapping this thing up.
Oh yeah, song.
People are gonna leave anyway because they're gonna go writing songs. So I don't know.
Don't leave. There's a song coming up.
We usually just play out to the song, so
Oh,
will be the last
okay.
thing. So I don't want to stop. I'm having fun here.
Yeah, me
We're
too.
having fun.
I'm just really enjoying it.
We should. You know what you should do is we just end the stream and keep talking.
Yeah, well, there is that. Yeah,
Then I can ask Chris all the nerdy questions again.
yeah,
Oh,
go
very
for it.
nice.
I'm not doing
Doing
anything
very
worse than
well at the moment.
that. Yeah.
All right. So be sure to be back on Monday because we have another very, very special guest, a person
We do.
who has
I
not
wanna
been in
know.
the stream before. So it's gonna be very extra special. But yeah, for our last trick, we have another collaboration here. This one is a hair metal song, and
Oh, I know what this is,
Chris
and
knows-
this is absolutely epic. I just want to say to because I know at least one of the people responsible for this is in the chat, and it's like, dude, where did that voice come from?
So the last song here is by The Coop. This is how it's said in it. The Coop and Metal Foot. And this one is called Collision Time. So until next time, have a great farm, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I want to tell you all a little story about how me and my baby met. I was out cruising with the top down, one hand on the wheel. I saw this hot chick and the rest, well. Like a shot comes out of nowhere, and you never
Okay, that's off.